We all come to forks in the road where one decision can change everything. Solomon had one shot. God asked him what he wanted, and he could have asked for power, for wealth, for victory over his enemies, but instead chose wisdom. And for a while it worked. His kingdom flourished, his name became legendary. But wisdom without discipline is like a lamp with no oil. It's going to burn out fast. First Kings is a story of heights and depths. It's a story of wisdom and foolishness, faithfulness and failure. It starts with Solomon, a king who had everything until he let compromise chip away at his foundation. His wisdom built the temple, but his desires built his downfall. He married foreign wives, and he let their idols into Israel and turned his heart away from God. And after him, the kingdom begins to crack. His son Rehoboam had a chance to hold it all together, but he ignored wise counsel and he chose arrogance over humility. And instead of easing the burden of the people, he doubled it. Here comes Jeroboam, the man who led the rebellion. He split the kingdom into two, Israel to the north and Judah to the south. But Jeroboam didn't trust God either. He set up altars and idols, and he kept the people from worshiping in Jerusalem, leading Israel to generations of idolatry. This history book is stamped with a warning. Every king is a case study in leadership. Some followed God, but most didn't. Some started off strong, but greed, pride, and fear took them down. The pattern is clear. When leaders lose sight of God, the people suffer. This isn't just about kings. It's about all of us. Wisdom matters. Discernment matters. Because the voices you listen to, it will shape your life. Elijah steps on the scene like a lightning bolt, calling out kings, confronting idolatry, and standing alone on Mount Carmel against 450 false prophets. Fire falls from heaven, proving that God is real while Baal remains silent. But even after this victory, Elijah runs in fear, showing us that even the strongest men of faith can struggle. Not every king was wicked. Asa in Judah did what was right in the sight of the Lord. He tore down the high places and he called the people back to God. Although he wasn't perfect, he chose faithfulness over compromise. So, what voices are shaping you? What choices are setting your path? Solomon had wisdom, but he lacked restraint. The kings that followed had power, but they lacked purpose. Wisdom only works if we use it. Power, wisdom, influence, it's all meaningless if you don't stay anchored. First Kings proves that compromise doesn't just happen all at once. It's a slow drift. What about you? What's one piece of wisdom that shaped your life the most? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. So make sure today you think about the legacy that you're building. Seek wisdom. Guard your heart. Never turn your back on God. And as always, go lift somebody up.